Dear children, today we are going to start a new chapter, chapter 14, Chemical Effects of Electric Current. We have already studied about this electric current, electric circuits and various components of electric circuit in your class 6th and 7th, isn't it? So in this chapter we shall discuss about the various chemical effects of electric current. Due to electric current, many chemical effects occur, and what are the chemical effects of electric current? Okay, before that we can just recall what we have learned previous class. Previous class means in your 6th, 7th on previous classes we have studied about conductors, insulators and semiconductors. Based on conductivity, we generally classify substances or materials into conductors, insulators and semiconductors. Conductors are materials or substances that allows easy passage of current are called conductors. Example, all metals like iron, copper, aluminium, gold, silver are all conductors. So the materials which allow easy passage of current are called conductors. Then what are insulators? Insulators are substances that do not allow the passage of current, isn't it? So example, plastic, rubber, cloth, etc. are all insulators. Now what are semiconductors? See, semiconductors are actually a property in between conductors and insulators. That means they have conductivity in between conductors and insulators. They allow little amount of current to pass through them. So examples of semiconductors are silicon, germanium, etc. So based on the conductivity, we classify materials into 3: conductors, insulators and semiconductors, and you know the examples also. So when we speak about conductors, conductors are also of two types. Good conductors and poor conductors are there. Okay. Here all the examples I have written here is solid, especially for the case of metals, iron, copper, aluminium, all these are solid. But does that mean that only solids are conductors of electricity? Not, of course, isn't it? Because you know that liquids also conduct electricity. You might have heard that your elders are warning you not to touch electric appliance with wet hands. If you try to touch switches or electric appliance with wet hands, your parents will warn you, don't do that, isn't it? Why? Because water is a good conductor of electricity. Water will allow easy passage of current to your body. So that will be dangerous. That is why they warn you like that. Okay. So that means liquids also conduct electricity. As water is a liquid that is conducting electricity, we can say that not only solids, there are many liquids which conduct electricity. Okay, so let's study about the conductivity of liquids. We shall discuss about conductivity of liquids. Okay, conductivity of liquids. Which are the liquids which are conducting electricity, and how can we test whether liquids conduct electricity? All these questions we can study in this chapter. So let us see the conductivity of liquids through an activity, activity 14.2 in your textbook. So in order to check the conductivity, we need a tester. A tester means that a material or a apparatus used to test the conductivity of various substances. So here this part will act as the tester. This part means a battery or a cell that is connected to a bulb. Both are connected through wires, and two metal rods we can use. Since metal rods conduct electricity, we can use this metal rods, or the wire itself we can use. So this part will act as the tester to check whether liquids conduct electricity. So this part will act as the tester. We can take the liquid inside this beaker or a bottle cap. We can take the liquid inside this. Okay. So the current produced in this cell will pass through this wire and will reach us here. Since this part is open, only if the material or the liquid we are taking inside this beaker conduct electricity, then only current can pass through here and reach here and make this bulb to glow. So current will pass only through a closed circuit. Closed circuit means in between this, even if it is open, if the material, the liquid we are taking inside this beaker, if it is a good conductor, then current can pass through here. Then it behaves as a closed circuit. So that is what we have learned. Current will pass through a closed circuit. Here in between this we will take the liquid. We can take the liquid in between this. Okay. Okay, if this liquid we are taking in this beaker, the liquid we are taking in this beaker, if it is conducting electricity, then the bulb will glow. So in your textbook it is given that we can take two example. One is lemon juice. Once you take lemon juice in this beaker, this bulb will glow. That means lemon juice is a good conductor of electricity. Why lemon juice is a good conductor of electricity? You know, inside lemon juice is made up of an acid, isn't it? Acids are good conductors of electricity. So generally we can conclude acidic substances like lemon juice, vinegar contain acetic acid. So acidic substances or acidic liquids which are having acidic nature, they conduct electricity. So lemon juice and vinegar will conduct electricity. So both are liquids and they conduct electricity. So we can perform this activity using different other liquids also. We can take various examples to check this conductivity. But the only problem is, see, for this bulb to glow, you know that the current which can produce heating effect on the filament of the bulb or which produce a heating effect on the bulb will make the bulb to glow. But since the conduction through this lemon juice or the current produced in this setup will be very feeble, it may not be able to glow this bulb. The current produced, a weak current will be produced here. So such a weak current cannot make this bulb to glow. In such cases, we need to replace this ordinary bulb with the LED bulb. We can replace this ordinary bulbs with the LED bulb. LED bulbs are light emitting diode or LED bulbs. LED bulbs will glow even with the presence of weak current. That is the difference. So we can replace, in order to check the conductivity of liquids, we can replace this ordinary bulb with the LED bulb. LED bulb will glow even in the presence of weak current, or weak current can make this LED bulb to glow. So we can use LED bulb instead of this ordinary bulb to check the conductivity of liquids. So we can replace LED bulb in place of ordinary electric bulb for the tester. An LED bulb consists of two wires attached to it. These two wires are also called as LEDs. Two wires are there. These two wires are also called as LEDs. One wire is longer and the other one is shorter. The longer wire, this longer one is connected to the positive terminal of the battery and the shorter one is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. So an LED bulb has two wires. One is longer one is connected to positive terminal of the battery and the other is shorter one is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. Okay, so this is the LED bulbs we are using in the tester to test the conductivity of liquids. Now let us make another tester. Let us study about another tester which we can use to test the conductivity of various liquids. Here we use the magnetic effect of electric current. Okay, so for that purpose we are taking an empty matchbox. The matchbox is wrapped with a wire few times. Inside the matchbox we are taking a small compass. Okay, one end of this wire is connected to a battery and the other end is free. The battery's negative terminal is also connected to a wire which is also free at the other end. So this is the tester. Okay, once if we join these two terminals, the compass needle will show deflection. That means our tester is now ready. Now we can repeat the previous activity 14.2, or we can repeat the same activity or the same liquids. With the same liquids we can repeat this activity. So we can place these two free ends into liquids, various liquids, and we can check whether they are conducting electricity. If you are keeping this in a beaker containing lemon juice, the compass needle will deflect. That means lemon juice is conducting electricity. If you are placing it in a vinegar also, this compass needle will deflect. So if we place this free ends of this tester into any liquids that conduct electricity, then the compass needle will deflect. So this is also a tester we can use. We can test the conductivity of various other liquids. For example, tap water, distilled water, milk, honey, etc. Various liquid using this tester. Now let's complete table 14.1. Various materials, that is various liquids are given here. We have to write whether the compass needle will show deflection, yes or no. If it is showing deflection, then it is a good conductor. If it is not showing deflection, then it is a poor conductor. So one example has been done for you, lemon juice. Lemon juice, the compass needle shows deflection, so it's a good conductor. Vinegar. Vinegar also, the compass needle will show deflection. Yes, the compass needle will show deflection, so it's also a good conductor. Tap water. Tap water also, the compass needle will show deflection, so that's also a good conductor. Vegetable oil. Vegetable oil, the compass needle will not show deflection, so it is a poor conductor. It is a poor conductor. Then milk. Milk also, the compass needle will show deflection. Compass needle will show deflection, so it's also a good conductor. Then honey. For honey, the compass needle will not show deflection. No deflection, so it's a poor conductor. You can also add other examples here. You can add any other examples like glucose solution, distilled water. Distilled water will not conduct electricity. Tap water will conduct electricity, but distilled water do not conduct electricity. Milk will also conduct, because milk is made up of lactic acid. Lemon juice, vinegar, milk, all these are made up of acid. So presence of acid makes this liquid conducting. Now see activity 14.4. Here we are taking 2 teaspoons of distilled water in a clean and dry plastic or rubber cap of a bottle. What is the difference between distilled water and tap water? See, tap water contains various ions like calcium, magnesium, then chloride ions, etc. are present in tap water. And these ions make tap water conducting. Okay, we have seen that tap water is also a good conductor of electricity. So tap water conduct electricity due to the presence of various ions present in them. Whereas a distilled water is free from all such ions. So usually a distilled water do not conduct electricity. Okay. Use the tester to test whether distilled water conducts electricity or not. What do you find? Does distilled water conduct electricity? No, distilled water do not conduct electricity, because a distilled water is free from all type of ions. So distilled water do not conduct electricity. Now dissolve a pinch of common salt in distilled water and again test. So in this distilled water, we can dissolve a pinch of common salt. The salt we are using for cooking purpose, sodium chloride, common salt. Okay, we are dissolving some common salt in this distilled water and then again testing the conductivity. When salt is dissolved in distilled water, it will conduct electricity, because salt has sodium and chloride ion. Again ions comes, so it conducts electricity. So usually distilled water do not conduct electricity, but when salt is added to distilled water, it becomes conducting.